Oi, 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 malta. 2 lives no mesmo dia. Loucura total. Vamos aqui continuar. E é para ver se eu acabo este também. E assim, vai ser um dia perfeito. Só o dia de terminar jogos. Dia de terminar jogos. Este já está. Ok. Ok.
Hello there.
Então, Marie, como é que estamos?
A bill from the power company with, I'm sure, plenty of excuses why my rates keep going up.
Espera aí, deixa-me aqui fazer aqui um SEO aqui a Marie. Estou bem, Marie. Estou velhinho. E tu, como é que estás? Famosa? A Marie é uma pessoa famosa. Temos de ser honestos. Ok.
Travel. For the discriminating traveler. Also for the overworked detective who never seems to have time for vacation. Yeah, I can
A Marie, eu. Marie, não sou como tu.
Hello, motherfucker.
Então, Pinho. Obrigado, Pinho, por mais. Fogo, está a ver? Falhaste no mês passado. Está aqui a dizer, falhaste no mês passado. Mas, acho eu. Não falhaste nada no mês passado. Peço desculpa, ali vi mal. E está a dizer que fizeste a sequência de um mês e já és meu subscritor há 18 meses. Jesus Cristo, já é bebê. Já está garantido. E agora uma reunião aqui. Pronto, vamos ignorar o streamer. Pá.
Years of no new leads in the Armstrong case, and then this.
Eu não sou pai.
The sarcastic reporter, my prime suspect in the kidnapping, murdered 4 years ago?
Tu. Desculpa lá dizer isso.
This is Michael Clark? He doesn't look anything like the journalist I interviewed. Michael, you have earned a place on my evidence board.
Ok, pronto, vai ser adicionado automaticamente ao quadro.
The lab team found this keychain in the cabin, but they wouldn't have
Pô,
bothered
novidades.
finding the keys once the DA shut down the investigation. The keys were just tossed in the evidence box along with everything else. It's too unusual not to demand a closer look.
Assim, com corno.
What do they call this? Brass knuckles? Knuckle dusters? Illegal in Massachusetts. Possession alone can lead to serious.
Por que é lá? Marie, escolhe. Eu vou tentar mostrar a vocês algo que eu mantive em segredo. Vou tentar apanhar. Só um segundo. Este é o link. É o link que só quer brincar, só quer subir, só quer trepar. Só quer fazer as neiras. Não é linkinho. partido, pobrezito. Mas é o meu link, que agora está neste momento a atacar os meus chinelos. Isso é adverso. Ó Pim, eu estou a ver Pim. Como era louco. Espera aí. Espera aí, está bem? Só um segundo. Esta é Zelda. Também é uma pecuca. Para além da Lu. Opa, devagarinho, isso. Pronto. Eu digo só gostava, filha da. São dois.
So clever. All that evidence and yet no DNA found.
São dois gatinhos. Um gato, um gato. E uma gata. Faz no total de duas gatas e um gato. Eu tenho a Lu, não podemos esquecer da Lu. A Lu tem sido um problema. Um problema não.
Daisy's plush toy.
Tem ciúmes.
Suzanne's hair, so conveniently left in the cabin for us to find.
E vocês, o que é que contam?
Knew she was innocent.
O que é que vocês me contam? Estão agora ali à porrada.
The only fingerprints found on the bottle were Suzanne's.
Um gatinho! Dá para tentar festa? Não. Isto, esquece, a câmera já está muito boa. Opções. Será que é vídeo? Não, alta. Ok, não é nada disto. Controles. Eles atacam os fios.
I don't have time to waste on magazines. I know I have to stop printing. It's bad for the planet.
Dá Links, como é que estás? Ping, dá-me um SEO e o Links, por favor. Eu já estou tão habituado a fazer os SEOs que eu já ia fazer um SEO.
I've read it probably 10 times already, but I can't get enough of it.
Não vai.
Maybe because it helps me sleep?
Epá, eu estou bem. Olha, estou. Hoje por acaso dá-me a vista. Mas. Eu decidi, então, pronto, vou fazer mais uma livezita, vou fazer um joguinho. Até não é muito agressivo. Espero eu.
I knew it. The faces don't match at all. They are clearly two different men. I should run facial recognition on my computer.
Mas. Eu já mostrei aqui duas surpresas minhas. Duas surpresas. Que chamam-se Link e Zelda.
Okay. The real Michael Clark has been dead for years. Let's see if the photo of the fake Michael Clark matches someone in the database of known criminals. I've tried this several times in the past few years, but came up empty. Maybe whoever he really is has finally made a mistake.
Este.
No, that doesn't look like him.
Este não é.
That could be him, but he looks pretty different. Yes. He seems different at first glance, but still, it's the same person. Good. Okay. I don't need Mr. Poirot to tell me I'm wrong.
É
No,
boca.
Joanna, that doesn't track. He's changed his appearance a lot. Probably had some plastic surgery on his nose. But there is no.
E vou descansar daqui a bocado. Amanhã tenho festival.
Mr. Ratchet, you didn't just steal statuettes. What recent information does the database have on you? It's so frustrating. I have a name, but I can't find anything about him. But I know just who to call.
Lá. Hello. Olá, Finn. Faz-me um SEO ao Finn, por favor. Tu gostas, Finn? Eu já acabei o outro. Estás feliz?
Could you find intel about a Samuel Ratchet?
Samuel Ratchet. Got it.
Não eras tu, era o Ping.
Send me what you find by email.
All right, hang on. Okay. Yeah, okay, nope.
Ping está a dormir?
Okay. Oh, this might be something. I gotta do a deeper dive, but you
Vou despedir o
should
Ping.
find this interesting. Could be coincidence if I believed in them. Emailing details.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
We're here to save mankind. Oh, it's a cookbook.
Este jogo já o tenho há algum tempo. É baseado nos livros da Agatha Christie. Foi-me dado. Não é o mais recente. Eu tenho um também muito antigo também para jogar dele. Pá, isto é basicamente point and click.
Goodbye, Michael Clark. Hello, Samuel Ratchet, the man who stole your identity and your life.
Alô? Alô, tá bem. Ah! Viste? Foi? Alô está com uns ciúmes. Mas está bem, está gorda, está ciumenta, só dorme comigo, mas ainda não os aceitou. São dois gatos. que é o Link. O Link o gatinho de jogo. Pois eu tenho 2 gatos agora, mais 2. Que é o Link e a Zelda. E a Zelda. O Link e a Zelda. Eu queria apanhá-los, só que eles agora estão a brincar. E é difícil. É que estão a brincar os dois. São os 2 irmãos. Mauzão. O Link tem o rabo partido. Vou deixar estar, senão. Já para mostrar.
I'm gonna print these tickets and put them on the board.
Mas são bonitos. Se quiseres, podes ir ver. Vai uns 10 minutos antes. 10, 15 minutos. Eu mostrei os gatos. Eu mostrei os gatitos.
This is Ratchet's ticket. The person traveling with Ratchet has the same last name as my district attorney during the Armstrong case?
Tá boa, está a trabalhar. Ela deve aceitar. A mulher velha são. A minha Maria tem. A minha Maria. A minha Lu tem 3 aninhos. 3 aninhos. Ainda vai demorar. Eu estou bem. Obrigado por preocupar-se comigo. Estás a ver? 2 lives hoje, pá. Eu estou admirado comigo próprio. 2 lives, pá. Ok.
As Ratchet is alive, the dead man can only be Noah.
Tá bem. Então está a fazer birra de criança. Ela é enorme. Pá, a minha namorada acha que ela é traçada com aqueles bosques da Noruega, uma coisa assim parecida. Ela é linda. A gata está muito vapeluda. Tenho de comprar um pente para escová-la. Só para vocês verem. Aqui um imã. Santa Luzia. Santa Luzia, que é a minha terrinha. Só para saberem. Santa Luzia de Angra do Heroísmo. É Angra, não é? É Angra.
I knew it. He's the son of my former DA. He goes on the evidence board.
É um cão? Um guinete? O que é o guinete? Ei, verdade! Ei, olha, eu já não lembrava. Deixem-me só aqui fazer uma coisa. Já não lembrava. E malta, olha, só para dizer que eu já me estava a esquecer do aniversário da minha prima. Minha prima que me chama pai. Onde é que isto está? Anda lá. Eu não quero isto, manos. Fogo. Fiz aqui uma merda e agora não consigo abrir. Já está. Pronto. Ok, tá. Agora vamos aqui. Ok, a minha prima é Catarina. Lê-se Ginete. E Ginete é um gato, mas maior. É? Ai, eu não sei nada dessas coisas. Estás-me a dar uma novidade boa. Uma novidade boa. Uma novidade? Eu não sei. Percebes? Eu sou um amador nessas merdas. Onde é que está o gajo?
Here's what Hector McQueen looks like. Hector McQueen is the son of District Attorney McQueen.
Também mais uma.
I knew it. He's the son of my former DA. Mr. Ratchet, you didn't just steal statuettes. What recent information does the database
Às
have?
vezes não dou os parabéns de propósito quando não me dão. Não se lembram de mim, não lembro deles. Ah pá, eu tenho um grande problema porque eu não esqueci, mas
The Orient Express departs from
eu
Istanbul
esqueço-me,
next week.
sabes?
Interesting. I'll put it on
E
the
depois é
board.
aquela cena, eu não vou tipo constantemente ao Facebook ou cenas assim, então pronto, fica esquecido. Eu tento, mas esqueço-me, pá, acontece.
The event? Some old train. But that face, that man.
Aham. Gosto que este é este.
I know that face. That's John Armstrong's driver.
Então o resto.
Next week, a certain Edward Masterman will be on the Orient Express.
A minha mãe diz-me assim: vê se dar os parabéns a tal, e quando essa pessoa não me dá os parabéns, só digo, vou ver se me esqueço. Epá, eu é mais estilo. A minha irmã é que me lembra.
We'll be traveling on the Orient Express in a week.
Pá, por isso. A minha irmã por acaso disse-me assim: olha, não te esqueças da Catarina.
We'll be on the Orient Express next week.
Porque a Catarina é a minha prima. Percebes?
Foscarelli will be on the Orient Express next week.
Então, como ela é minha prima e ela chama-me pai e tal. Pá, ela já é minha filha, minha pseudo-filha há muito tempo. Eu não vi números. Hum? Ah pá, mas eu acho. Tipo, pessoas que fazem de propósito para se esquecer. Eu por acaso não faço. Eu esqueço-me. Porra, não trouxe festa. Desculpa-me lá, estou aqui a trocar mensagens. Porra, consigo. Então pá, como é que estás? Estás bem disposto? Eu ia dizer ping, faz-me um SEO, mas o ping não está. Deixa aqui um SEO aqui. Então, como é que tem estado a correr ali o Ark Riders? Opa, peraí. Tenho, por acaso tenho, mas tenho jogado com o Empire, que é uma pessoa que também faz streams, etc. E ele até tem fixe, tem-me dado algumas coisas, apesar de que as últimas coisas que me deu foram todas perdidas porque eu estava a fugir e estava pesado. E tinha uma rainha e eu a fugi e ele vira-se para mim, ele estava ao meu lado e ele vira-se para mim, eu penso assim, está ali a rainha, e eu sinto a rainha, vou fugir, e ele pá, dispara contra ela e acabei por morrer porque a rainha foi chamada por ele. Eu detesto a rainha. Três, cinco, seis, nove.
Key knife. They sell them on the internet for self-protection.
3, 5, 6, 9. Ok. 3, 5, 6, 9. Oh,
What do we find? A capsule and a smell. Bitter almonds.
epá.
Cyanide.
O quê? O Warcraft é confuso? Eu não acho que seja confuso. Tens de ter sorte. Epá, eu não gosto da rainha, mas não faço quando não preciso. Por isso vou de load pelo mapa. Epá, e fui porque eles começaram aí. E depois, tipo, imagina. Tinha um tal connosco, estava vivo e ele ia nos ressuscitar. Só que alguém matou um player. Então o que é que a gente andamos a fazer? A matar players. E o que é que aconteceu? Morri. Oh. Estava ao contrário. Estou a ver que tens de ir para as coisas. Não, não tenho. Esse jogo é baseado num livro da Agatha Christie que é o Assassinato a Bordo do Expresso Oriente. É um livro muito bom. Eu já o li, eu gosto, já vi as séries, já vi o filme, eu sei quem é, eu não vou dizer, é spoilers. E este jogo é preciso. Foi adaptado, atenção, adaptado, porque estão a ver, tem uma detetive mulher que não existe. Foi adaptado para ter essas coisinhas assim, para se conhecer.
A USB key. Let's plug it
O
in.
jogo até é interessante, porque o jogo é baseado pronto, já é baseado em várias coisas. Oh,
What do we have here? A flashlight. They can also conceal knives, but in this case we have lockpicks.
este fim de semana não há stream. Eu vou estar no Memórias Vivas.
Shaved off the metro beard. But I'd
Memórias Vivas não, enganei-me. North Music Festival.
Anywhere. The man I interviewed 4 years ago posing as Michael Clark. This goes on the board.
Eu sou pobre. É dinheiro. Uma tatuagem aqui.
Maybe they needed to show the ransom to someone to check if the serial numbers were still on record. I'll print them, and on the wall they go.
Opa, eu acho que. Eu tenho que ter atenção a esta tatuagem aqui.
Absolutely nothing on this Cassetti. His driver's license is almost surely a fake.
Não, não, não. Vou estar no North Music Festival. Atenção, vou estar a fotografar. Não posso. Um para mim e outro para a japonesa. Não. Eu se pudesse arranjava-te. Era tranquilo.
So, Ratchet's real name was Cassetti. This tattoo is the same on both pictures. Damn, Ratchet is taking the Orient Express next week.
Uau, tem várias
And
opções.
the district attorney's son is too. Foscarelli, the Armstrong chauffeur, is too. It can't be a coincidence.
Ele é
McQueen
deputado.
and Foscarelli must have decided to take revenge and will undoubtedly attack Ratchet on this train. I have to be on the Orient Express to stop them. And above all, I must stop Ratchet. But I can't do it in Istanbul because there's no extradition treaty with the United
Right.
States. Ratchet can never be judged in the US without an extradition treaty. I'll have to wait until he's in Paris to have him arrested.
Dá-me um segundo. Primeiro. Apresente a Zelda. Esta é a Zelda. Opa. Pesquinha. Para aí 3 mesitos. 3, 4 mesitos. Um moderador meu que me deu, porque eu perdi a minha Maria, que era uma siamesa que eu tinha. E pá, foi-me logo abaixo. Ela foi muito tempo comigo. E apareceu-me essas fofuras na minha vida. Olha lá, paixãozinho. Oh, desculpa. Ai, não quero aqui arrepiar. Está a lua a soprar. Está a luz a soprar. Sou uma ciumenta. Não faço nada disso. E agora vou-te mostrar outra coisa. Conheces esta pessoa? Eu acho que tu conheces essa pessoa. Melhor ainda. Está autografada. Não sei se consegues ver. Aí não consegues ver, está muita luz. Mas pronto, aqui em cima tem, está escrito uma cena que é: para o Bruno, um abraço e uma vida boa. E está autografado por ele. Isto é uma das minhas fotografias.
Every compartment is taken for this special anniversary journey. It's impossible to find a ticket. What can I do? Let's find out who's traveling on the Orient Express. Time to call Braid.
É o Manal Cruz, autografado. É para meter as fotos.
Braid! It's me again.
I haven't found anything useful yet.
I need one last favor. But it's a big one.
Uh-oh.
Can you find me the list of passengers of the Orient Express for that anniversary trip?
Hold on. Jeez, their IT is surprisingly good. Maybe because of the big event. I found the list, but they sealed my back door as I was starting to capture it.
Oh no.
Whoa, calm down. I got one name. Female. The name I got before they kicked me off the server was Stacy Johnson. Do you feel like a Stacy Johnson?
The question is, how is she going to feel about helping me?
O amigo meu teve com ele ao lado. Ele
I gotta go back to weaving my magic on the web.
Ele deu dive na malta. Claro, ele é assim, ele é super tranquilo. Super tranquilo.
Hello, is this Stacy Johnson?
Who's asking?
My name is Joanna Locke. I'm a police detective.
And I'm just an actress. Now what did I do wrong?
Nothing. I need your help. I need to take your place in the Orient Express.
Is this a joke? No way.
Do you remember the Armstrong kidnapping?
Of course I do. That poor little girl.
I'm a police officer. I have a new lead that may help me find her killer.
Wait, didn't they prove it was the nanny?
I have found compelling new evidence. I've reopened my investigation.
You know, I had my doubts about the murderous nanny. I played a nanny a couple years ago in a slasher. I was killed in the first episode, but it got me interested in helping kids.
Desculpem. Ele é super tranquilo. Eu acho que ele, pá, é incrível. Pá, desculpem. Entalei-me.
Stacy, please. You say you help kids?
Well, I joined a couple of associations who are trying to help underprivileged kids. If this little girl's real killer is still out there somewhere, I'd do anything I could to help.
Getting me on that
Para ver?
train will help more than you can imagine.
So, you want my ticket for the Orient Express? But I booked it months ago. I was so much looking forward to this trip.
I'll give you twice what you paid for the ticket.
You think I care about the money? You still don't get it, do you? I'm hanging up. Goodbye.
Wait. Stacy, I can tell you care about kids.
Ele está a fazer tudo certo e agora enganei-me.
This beast in prison for the rest of his life. Think of the publicity for those causes you care about. Think about the kids.
The kids. Yeah. All right. We'll do it for Daisy and the kids who suffer. I'll take care of changing the tickets to your name and send it to you. Get him. Make him pay.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Vou matá-lo.
Stacy was as good as
Não vou
gold.
nada.
I received the ticket. I called my chief to let him know I was taking my vacation time. I had coming. I flew to Istanbul. I was finally going to nail the monster responsible for Daisy Armstrong's death, Michael Clark's death, even his accomplice, and, I suspected, so many others as well. You know the rest.
Já acabei mais um capítulo.
And that's how I found myself on this train. On Ratchet's trail. The rest, you know. My identity is easily checked with the Berkshire Police.
Thank you for your detailed account, Mademoiselle Locke. In addition to giving us crucial details of the investigation, you have made it clear that there are many who might wish to see Ratchet dead. I know you are innocent. Your forthright testimony and your movements, or lack of them, last night eliminate you from our list of suspects.
I agree, without a doubt. Another detective will be great help to the investigation.
Book,
Although my friend certainly does not need any help.
you are too kind.
Thank you for believing me. I'd like to help in any way I can.
Do not worry, Mademoiselle Locke. Already I see things more clearly. It's obvious whoever drugged you was trying to derail your investigation.
You
Okay.
mean the person who did this to me is Ratchet's killer?
Both Monsieur Michel and Fraulein Schmidt had the means and opportunity to drug you. While you get your strength back, I intend to interview them.
Excellent idea, my friend. All this excitement has whetted my appetite. I'm sure Mademoiselle Locke won't say no to a good, invigorating meal.
What? No. I want to hear what the conductor and Fräulein Schmidt have to say for themselves.
It is my duty to ensure the well-being of the passengers. If Dr. Constantine has no objection, I will escort you to the restaurant car.
On the contrary, some food will do her the greatest good.
Well, I'm still a little shaky. Mr. Poirot, will you please keep me informed about what you learn?
You may be certain of it.
Vá lá. Será que ela acelera? Eu não lembro.
I have nothing to ask them at the moment. I should leave them alone.
Roland?
Come to Poirot, my exquisitely sculpted friend.
Será aqui?
Jean, you've mixed everything up again. Oh, I can't find the coffee liqueur for tonight's dessert.
Bom dia, bom dia. Sou bem educado, digo bom dia. Mas no outro dia eu adormeci, por isso achei de falar. Tranquilo, filho. Pá, descansaste ao menos? Eu espero que ao menos tenhas descansado. Pronto, já viste a Zelda. Falta só o Link. Opa, o Link é mais recatado. Mas é meu menino. Olha, já não tenho mais anos. Eu acho que me lembro. Tive o Nino. E tinha 8 anos. Não, eu era mais novo. Devia ter para aí 5 ou 6 anos. Eles apareceram com 8 anos para aí. E depois tive o. Pronto, através da minha irmã, tive o Bu, o Bi, o Carlos. É verdade, o rato eu adotei-o porque encontrei na minha faculdade. Mas a minha irmã foi com ele.
Good evening, Fräulein Schmidt. May I disturb you for a moment?
You asked so politely, mein Herr, but I do not think I have a choice.
I wanted to let you know that your roommate, Mademoiselle Locke, is awake.
Ah, yes, I'm glad to hear that. I was worried about her. Did she tell you what had happened to her?
She saw you pour something in her tea.
And she drank the tea knowing it was drugged? Come now, Monsieur Poirot. The poor girl is obviously still not recovered. That is all I intend to say. If you'll excuse me, I would like to continue reading my book.
What is it? A murder mystery, perhaps?
Ach, no. It is a collection of Julia Child recipes.
Unfortunately, she doesn't remember much, but we found a residue of a sleeping pill in her cupboard. Since you two were alone together in your room when she drank it, who else but you could have dragged her?
Must I point out I do not make the tea on this train? You should question the conductor or the kitchen staff.
I know you have sleeping pills, Fräulein.
I do have some. Do you think I'm the only person on this train who finds it difficult to sleep? I believe the Countess Andrenier takes them. And I heard the Olsen woman thanking Mrs. Hubbard for a pill.
That was aspirin.
If you say so.
Mademoiselle Locke could have died. Whoever drugged her must not feel any empathy for their fellow human beings, given the dose that Mademoiselle
Os
Locke
brigadinhos?
She was
São amor.
close to death.
Oh my God. What did I do? I didn't want to hurt her. Just have her sleep for a few hours while we had time.
We? Time for what? Time for what, Madame Schmidt?
You think I feel nothing? Nothing? That poor little girl.
Indeed, that poor little girl. Fräulein Schmidt is somehow connected to the Armstrong case. No, not good. I'm right again.
Oh.
That happens to me a lot. Fräulein Schmidt, I have a certain reputation for sniffing out.
I am not a murderer.
Forgive me, but I was going to say brilliant chefs. You were the Armstrong family's cook, were you not?
Oh, claro.
Yes. I was the cook of that lovely, lovely family.
E eu prometo
I'm
tirar
sorry.
fotos
I
amanhã.
must ask you to give me some time to collect myself. It wasn't supposed to be like this. My darling, my poor darling child.
I will give you that time, Fräulein. You have given me much more in exchange. I must check in with my other suspects to make certain I have all the pieces of the puzzle in my possession.
Can I get you something, Monsieur Poirot? Everyone is so tense.
An aperitif soon, Monsieur Fauchet, with pleasure, when the matter is resolved.
You're right, Mr. Book. This dessert is delicious. I'm glad we didn't wait for dinner.
I promise the entrée will be superb as well.
Detective Locke, you are recovering well.
Vais ter. Não está lá.
I
Só
should be
tens de
helping with
estar
the
atento.
investigation. Do you know who drugged me?
It is early yet for conclusions. When I return, then we shall see.
Do not worry, Poirot. She is in good hands. Hotaru, Freya, and yours truly are looking after her.
Pá. Eu adorei. Eu vou agora tentar tirar umas fotos dos gatitos. Não agora.
Not now. Not now. I have a dinner to prepare. Would you interrupt Michelangelo or Da Vinci?
Haha! Golden mustache. Good evening, Michel. Am I bothering you? You seem stressed.
With everything that's going on, I must admit it's difficult to be relaxed.
Of course, I understand. Especially since we know that Detective Locke's tea was drugged before it was served to her.
Detective?
Come now, Michel. Surely you would have taken
Toma.
the opportunity to search her things and found her badge. Luckily, she woke up and was finally able to tell us her story.
Podia ter morrido.
Poured the water, Jean made the tea. I just brought it. Sir, it could have been any of the staff.
Your defense is to accuse others? You have a network connection?
No, unfortunately. It's just an automatic reminder to pay my rent. I always forget, and my landlord complains.
Pierre Michel had to be involved in the murder. The drugged tea, his post at the end of the hall, and now I know why I know more than one of those people on the screen. Nice.
Olha, foi logo o gajo que estava aqui marcado.
Good.
Oh.
Well done.
A primeira.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
Primeira.
You are the father of Suzanne Moreau, Daisy Armstrong's nanny. My condolences on the death of your wife.
What? But my wife...
Enough lies. Suzanne does not bear your name?
No. Suzanne's mother and I were divorced. Suzanne kept her mother's name.
My most sincere condolences, Monsieur Michel, on the deaths of Suzanne and your wife.
His job. I loved them, but I was never there for them. Then a year after the divorce, Solange became ill. Suzanne took her to this special hospital in the US. Got that job as Daisy's nanny.
I understand your pain, and the reason that led you to drug Detective Locke.
We really can't hide anything from you, can we?
Many have been foolish enough to try and keep the truth from Hercule Poirot.
Yes, I admit, I drugged the tea. But it was only to keep her quiet until I could... But she reacted so much to the sleeping pills.
She was lucky, as are you, that she didn't die. To be frank, there is one more thing that puzzled me, but I think I understand now. Monsieur Hardman was Suzanne's fiancé.
Huh. I have the impression my whole life to
use
the book. Yes, Cyrus was my daughter's fiancé. I almost consider Cyrus as my own son.
Of course, much more is clear now. I have been patient long enough. It is time to go and see what all the commotion is next door. Monsieur Hardman, excellent. The gods who watch over detectives must have trapped you here.
Why didn't they watch over me?
Hey, Jesus.
I'm a detective too.
As we said.
I was talking to Michelle about a leaky faucet, and I wanted to go out, but you showed up.
No need to invent some preposterous story.
But really,
Michelle has told me everything. You are the fiancé of Suzanne Moreau, his daughter.
Oh. I see.
Surely this is not a big surprise to you.
No. Suzanne was the only woman I ever loved. And I failed her. We got into a spat. It was nothing, but I was too proud to apologize. We weren't speaking at all. Suzanne never really cared for that guy Noah. She would have forgiven me. If only. If only.
If only.
If only I can fly.
Lovers who quarrel.
É de aldeia no LOL, por acaso. Eu não percebo muito de LOL, pá, não era a minha cena.
The overdose. No wonder she had so much trouble waking up. Time to report my findings to her and book. Another golden mustache to treasure. I wonder if our master chef gets his recipes from a game.
Se estás muito alto no LOL, tipo rank ou whatever, és? É verdade que estavas avançado.
So, my friend, tell me, you have something new?
Mademoiselle Locke, I know who drugged you. Fräulein Schmidt and our conductor Pierre Michel both admitted putting sleeping pills into your tea. This explains your overdose.
Também esses gajos eram cocó.
Michel
Eram cocó.
On behalf of the company, I offer my apologies to you, Mademoiselle Locke. Michel will answer for this outrage.
Both of them? I was pretty sure about Fräulein Schmidt, but I admit that I did not suspect the conductor.
I have uncovered multiple connections with the Armstrong case. Pierre Michel is the father of Suzanne Moreau, little Daisy's nanny, and Monsieur Hardman was Suzanne's fiancé. As for Hildegard Schmidt, she was the cook of the Armstrong family. What a coincidence, don't you think?
But it's incredible! What are the odds that so many people linked to that tragic affair ended up on the same train?
About the same as you winning the lottery, my friend.
I wasn't the officer who interviewed Fräulein Schmidt back then, so she couldn't recognize me here on the train. How could they know who I was?
There were other passengers who might have. Or she may have seen you when you visited the Armstrong home. It is now clear to me that some of the clues to this elaborate plot were staged for my benefit.
Mm-hmm.
No, not good. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. Et voilà. Some clues and information
Já não me lembro
so
metade
far
do livro, pá,
lead
por isso.
to a hypothesis. The murderer boarded the train in Vinkovsky, killed Ratchet, and then left the train immediately.
How did you come to that possibility?
Monsieur Hardman told me about a short man with a high-pitched voice who threatened Ratchet. Imagine for a moment that this man, wearing a wagon-lit conductor's jacket, killed him while Michel was on the platform at Vinkovsky. This murderer then hid the conductor's jacket in Detective Locke's room, then fled before the train left.
Why choose Detective Locke's room?
Why, indeed. Let me re-explain from the beginning.
Ah!
That was easy.
Oh, claro que foi.
Mon Dieu! Oui! That must be it! Everything fits so well!
It fits too well, my friend. Other clues lead to a second hypothesis, much more plausible.
Jesus.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
É, ali. Nós estão todos ligados.
My cells did not let me down. So, we have multiple murderers, all related to the Armstrong case. The murderer from Vinkovsky was a fabrication to turn suspicion away from those on the train. They expected the investigation to be led by some small-town official who could easily be misled.
Mr.
Poirot?
Poirot?
Detective Locke, forgive me. You are an obvious exception. You tracked Ratchet with the tenacity of a brother.
bloodhound.
Unfortunately for the killers, they not only had you to deal with, but now they had, and I say this with all modesty, the world's greatest detective, Hercule Poirot, dropped into the midst of their meticulous planning.
Multiple murderers? Multiple detectives? Poirot, please take pity on me. Who is linked to this case and who is not?
My poor friend, I have gone speeding out of the station without you. I will continue.
As 9 pessoas que sabemos estão ligadas ao caso Armstrong. Ok, este. Esta. Este. Acho que isto é tia. Ok. Oh, não. Onde é que está o detetive? Está aqui o detetive. Onde está o Ratchet? Oh, este está. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
Ok. Os dois que eu não sabia. Este estava. Acho que este também estava.
I do not think that's the right answer. No, not good.
Este.
Think, Poirot.
No.
That is not a good answer. I do not think
Agora vai
that's the
ser.
right answer.
Porquê?
No,
O que é que se passou?
not good.
Não me lembrava desta.
I'm right again. That
O que é que se passou?
happens to me a lot.
Morreste?
Fraulein Schmidt, Pierre Michel, Monsieur Hardman, and Monsieur McQueen are all linked to the Armstrong case. I also know that Sonia Armstrong's sister and godmother, Countess Andreni and Princess Dragomirov, are on this train. And finally, Detective Locke discovered that Mr. Foscarelli was the Armstrong chauffeur.
If we add Detective Luck and Ratchet, of the 12 passengers in that coach, 9 have a connection with the...
Ainda sou LOL não é comigo. Não tem mesmo jeito nenhum.
Should I say, who next?
It is time to summon everyone.
Everyone? Even Dr. Constantine? The train crew other than Michel?
Dr. Constantine, yes. I will need him. But we don't want the others as witnesses.
I will see that their duties keep them occupied elsewhere.
Excellent. I have always thought this moment in a case is much like Rodin unveiling the thinker before a captivated audience. A work of art. Have you not felt that way, Detective?
No, Mr. Poirot. I'm happy just to slap the cuffs on him.
Well, there is some artistry in that as well, I suppose.
Where would you like the unveiling, Poirot? The lounge?
Perfect.
Then I will gather all the passengers in the lounge.
Eu agora vou revelar tudo. Não vou nada. Falta-me. Isto é o 8º capítulo. Falta-me. Não. Falta-me. Hã? Não. Falta-me 5 capítulos. Não, ainda falta um bocado. Este eu pensava que sim, mas ainda me falta um bocado. Falta-me 5 capítulos, percebes? Ainda está um bocado.
Monsieur Book, are the train crew locked in their quarters?
Yes, they are.
Then the stage is set for the final act. Ladies and gentlemen, I have gathered you together to hear my reconstruction of the murder of Samuel Edward Ratchet, also known as Cassetti. There is not one, but 2 possible solutions of the crime. I shall put them both before you, and I shall ask Monsieur Book and Dr. Constantine here to judge which solution is the correct one.
2 solutions?
Mr. Poirot, I am hardly qualified.
Nevertheless, your assistance is required. Now, you all know the facts of the case. Ratchet was found stabbed to death this morning. He was last known to be alive at 12:37 a.m. last night.
Jesus, vou atrás, o relógio está-me calor.
His watch was found to be badly dented, and it had stopped at 1:15. Dr. Constantine, who examined the body, puts the time of death as having occurred between midnight and 2 in the morning. At half an hour after midnight, as you all know, the train ran into a snowdrift. After that time, it was impossible for anyone to leave the train. So, here is my first theory. The enemy, as Ratchet expected, joined the train at Vinkovsky by the door left open by Captain Arbuthnot and Monsieur McQueen, who had just descended to the platform. He was equipped with a wagon-lit jacket, which he wore over his ordinary clothes, and a to gain access to Ratchet's compartment in spite of the doors being locked. Ratchet was under the influence of a sleeping draft. This man stabbed him with great ferocity, 12 wounds in all. He left the compartment through the communicating door to Madame Hubbard's compartment.
Yes, that's so. Scared me half out of my wits.
The murderer thrust the dagger he had used into Mrs. Hubbard's handbag in passing. Without knowing it, he lost a button of his uniform. Then he slipped out of the compartment and along the corridor. He put the uniform jacket into Detective Locke's suitcase to cast suspicion on her. And a few minutes later, dressed in his ordinary clothes, he left the train just before it started off again, using the same means for egress, the door near the dining car. That is the first hypothesis. But there's a second. For that, we must examine the motive for the crime. Why was Ratchet killed? The motive is clear. Revenge, of course. Nothing was stolen, and we know that Ratchet had made many enemies. This was a premeditated crime, meticulously planned. Since the kidnapping and death of little Daisy Armstrong, which traumatized many people close to the family. Even when the police concluded that it was Suzanne Moreau, questions remained. Detective Locke continued her investigation, as did others. They became convinced the truth lay elsewhere. We now know who the real murderer of Daisy is. It is clear now that Daisy's killer was Ratchet, also known as Cassetti and Michael Clark and how many other names. But of course, many of you have known this for a long time. It is obvious that the 12 stab wounds are not a random number. Dr. Constantine's analysis revealed that some stab wounds appeared to have been caused by a right-handed attacker. Others indicated the knife wielder was left-handed. Some wounds were deep, more than one fatal, yet others were not much more than mere scratches. What can explain these discrepancies? This leads us to an obvious conclusion. They are symbolic. 12 stabs. 12! The same number as a trial jury in the United States. But not just a jury of 12 members condemning him to death, but 12 executioners as well. This self-appointed jury had made
mais ou menos
for
do livro.
Except
snow.
Snow. The avalanche that stopped us, as well as the presence of not one but 2 detectives on the train. They had to improvise, to hastily find clues and false leads.
Espera aí, deixa-me só ver uma coisa aqui. Lá, 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 lá. La 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 la. Põe a mão na mão do meu senhor.
This woman in a red kimono does not exist. I don't know which of the passengers it was. It does not really matter. It was just a performance, a charade to introduce another possible culprit to muddy the waters. The time on Ratchet's broken watch was deliberately set to conceal the true time of the crime.
Ai.
The vial of vaping
Aprende, olha, sou um detetive.
Captain Arbuthnot. However, he had a solid alibi confirmed by Monsieur McQueen. Impossible then to suspect him.
Espera aí, só uma. Vai estar precisando ser limpo.
The conductor's jacket found in Detective Locke's suitcase was put there only to cast suspicion upon her. All these false leads were intended for me. But I am Poirot. I understood the truth.
Sim, senhor.
We have a train full of suspects. It's time to identify who the real culprits are. Let's start with Detective Locke. Planting the conductor's jacket in her suitcase was an attempt to implicate Detective Locke, but she couldn't fake her drugged condition. Dr. Constantine can testify that the drugged tea incapacitated her for hours, and she had 2 relapses. Let us move on to Monsieur McQueen. When I told him about Cassetti, he looked very surprised that I managed to make the connection between him and the Armstrong case. He told me, "But I thought we had..." I think he meant...
Estou aqui a responder.
You thought you didn't leave any real clues linking the murder to the Armstrong kidnapping. Moreover, you insisted that Ratchet did not speak French when you knew I had heard a voice calling out in French that was supposed to be Ratchet. You took some pleasure in leaving me false clues, I think. It was quite annoying. But you told me yourself that your father was the district attorney who handled the Armstrong case.
The case haunted my father. At first, he believed Suzanne Moreau had helped her boyfriend, Noah, to kidnap Daisy, even though there were questions that went unanswered, and a young policewoman refused to let it go, continuing to find discrepancies, but never enough to reopen the official investigation.
That policewoman sits there. Her name is Joanna Locke.
Then tell him. Tell him how in the end my father believed you, how he resigned a job that he loved, racked with guilt that he may have let that monster go free. He died young, broken, his faith in justice broken. That's what Ratchet did to him.
Thank you for your honesty, Monsieur McQueen. Your father is one more victim of the man who called himself Ratchet. Now, I will turn to Ratchet's valet, Monsieur Masterman.
Ok. Eu acho que isto é inocente. Mas talvez não. Eu acho que... Vou chegar.
Ratchet sensed danger close to him and naturally wanted to stay awake. You gave him sleeping pills without his knowledge. Once he was sound asleep, you could do what you had to do in peace.
Sir, I'll tell you the truth. I was Colonel Armstrong's adjutant in the war, sir, and afterwards, I was his valet in New York. I'm afraid I concealed the fact this morning. It was very wrong of me, sir, but I knew how suspicious it would look.
Is that all you have to say?
That's all, sir.
Now, to leave no suspicious stone unturned, let us move on to Monsieur Bouc.
What? Me? A suspicious stone?
Era fixe se esse gajo fosse culpado, mas não. É interessante que eles mudam.
Monsieur Bouc is certainly a very close friend, but I never allow my affection to take precedence over reason. It is not tangible proof. His lofty position as director does not clear him of suspicion. Murderers can come in all shapes and sizes. Bouc, my friend, of course you are not guilty. You did everything you could to get me on this train. What madness would cause you to ensure, and I speak with all
Com a tua princesa? Tipo, com a tua mulher?
detective in the world could be present to witness your crime.
But doesn't our friendship count as well?
Most assuredly, but a murderer can wear all sorts of masks,
Pegadinha, não é?
including friendship. Let us consider our ever-efficient wagon-lit conducteur, Pierre Michel.
Ai, Pierre Michel. Acho que sim. Ele era filho da babá. Ok, isso foi um bocadinho mal, pá, mas ok, tá bem.
Your admission that you drugged Detective Locke immediately incriminates you, but the murder could not have been possible without your very capable
Já está bem a tua menina?
knowledge of train
A tua gata tem estado bem.
made the murder possible, and your position in the corridor of the train allowed you to be the perfect alibi for several passengers. And your motive? Suzanne Moreau, Daisy Armstrong's poor nanny, who was wrongly accused and committed suicide, was your daughter.
C'est un foiré. He got what he deserved. My poor daughter has finally been avenged. My Suzanne. My child.
Let's move on now to Monsieur Hardman, one of 3 detectives on this train.
É claro que se era um pai, está bem, filho, ok. Se o pai é culpado, este também é culpado, porque isto era o marido, ou o noivo, ou whatever.
Monsieur Hardman, I think you are a real detective. But you were
Tu lembras o fim, Pikmin?
Your alibi
Tu lembras o fim?
was that you were watching the corridor to protect Ratchet, which, of course, you never did. You protected Pierre Michel. However, we just saw that his alibi doesn't hold up,
Like
so
it.
neither does yours.
I don't know about the conductor.
Being Suzanne's fiancé, you had a substantial
Boa, fogo.
motive to punish
Vocês
Ratchet.
estão a ouvir todos.
You used
Boas,
your
Empire.
detective skills, just as Detective Locke did.
O homem que me mata.
Hunt him down and finally avenge the death of your beloved.
That's right, Mr. Poirot.
Eu nunca choro.
I do have some detective skills.
I never doubted it.
Eu nunca choro.
Now, Fraulein Schmidt, the lady's maid with the soul of a cook.
Juro, está-me a doer o braço. O braço está-me a doer todo.
Fräulein Schmidt, you told me of your remorse for drugging Detective.
Vai tua, Maria.
I believe you are sincere.
E para não acharem, ó.
However, as the cook of the Armstrong family, you experienced the drama from within. The death of Daisy, then Sonia Armstrong, who died in childbirth, and finally Suzanne
Não quero ter rage.
and John Armstrong.
Rage é proibido.
Misfortune in that poor family. The death of this criminal is
E eu não choro. Sou forte.
Let us move on to
Obrigado, Pigme. Obrigado pelo lurk. Marie, queres café? Café e química coisa.
Never left her compartment that night. Should I believe it?
Ai, Jesus Cristo, está-me a doer o braço. Vocês não estão. Está mesmo a doer-me. E eu nunca vou chorar.
Logical, it's more complicated than that. I believe Countess Andreni. On the contrary, this fact gives her a motive for murder. Countess Andreni is young and fit, physically quite capable of stabbing Ratchet.
No.
The problem must be somewhere else.
No.
Countess Andreni, being Sonia Armstrong's sister, you had every reason in the world to want to avenge her. But you were incapable of stabbing someone, even after what he had done to you and your family. The night of the crime, you simply took a sleeping pill. I appreciate the irony that nearby, Detective Locke was also in a drugged sleep. When you awoke, you thought the nightmare was over.
Rudolph?
Hush, my love. Hush.
Excellent transition. I was coming to you, Count Andreni.
Pai, não é a minha cena.
"12 people, a jury. This was very important to all of you.
Sério, por quê?
Did not stab Ratchet. Someone had to take her place. And you, Count, the beloved husband. I've seen how fiercely you love and protect your wife.
Enough! I would do anything for Helena. Anything. Even that.
Yes, even that. Let's move on to...
Eu não acho que seja complicado. Eu não acho que seja complicado. Ah, pá.
Detective Locke found out that you were the Armstrong chauffeur and that you planned to travel at the same time as Ratchet. That is what made her decide to obtain a ticket as well. Unfortunately, she could not prevent the murder. Have you lost your tongue, Mr. Foscarelli?
Oh, Daisy. She was the delight of the house. Tonio, she called me. And she would sit in the car and pretend to drive me.
And you, Mademoiselle Olson, a champion for the immigrants, a worthy calling. I do not think that's the right answer.
Fuck you.
Admittedly, she lied to me about Mademoiselle.
Depois me joguei na conta de um amigo, joguei com uma arma cinzenta, ele tinha tipo 20 balas. Uma traca. São todos difíceis, mas não é mais fácil de perceber. Todas elas no início são cinzentas.
reported Madame Hubbard's story about her connecting door latch, a story that I later demonstrated to be impossible. So, you deliberately lied to me, and you also lied about Mademoiselle Debenham's whereabouts.
Enough! I can't take this anymore. I know what you want from me, Mr. Poirot. Very well. Here it is. She was my little Daisy, my angel, so patient. When I patched a scrape or took her temperature, that was my job. But she was so much more to me. She was a shining light in an ever-darkening world. I've tried to honor her by caring for children who have lost everything.
Thank you.
Depois tens de falar com as pessoas. É friendly, friendly.
Shed light on your part in this mystery. You were Daisy Armstrong's nurse. I will ask you no more questions. It is enough that you have admitted what I know to be the truth, and I understand. Let's move on. Dr. Constantine.
You suspect me? I know none of these people. I didn't know Ratchet either, and I've taken a solemn oath to help people, not murder them.
Não está inocente, por sim.
Dr. Constantine was certainly helpful to my investigation, but that does not prove he is innocent.
Olha, estás melhor do que eu, porque a primeira vez que eu fiz friendly, morri.
It's true that doctors take the Hippocratic Oath, but that is not enough to exonerate Dr. Constantine. You are one of the few people in this room not to have any connection with the Armstrong case. Moreover, your alibi is confirmed by Monsieur Bouc, whom I would trust with my life.
Empire, eu senti, primeira vez.
We now come to Mademoiselle Debenham and Captain Arbuthnot, whose relationship was not in doubt from the moment I inspected your room at the hotel.
You have a bloody nerve.
Indeed, I do.
We're getting married.
Congratulations. But I would rather talk about your relationship to John Armstrong. My little gray cells did not let.
Sim, a primeira vez foi com. Não foi contigo, foi com uns gajos aleatórios.
With John Armstrong. What I don't understand is why a man your age is still a captain. One might expect you to be a colonel as well.
Ever fought in a war, Poirot?
It was war that first brought me to England.
Then you know.
Isso foi a primeira vez que fiz contigo.
Shattering sound and death.
Mas eu joguei tipo antes e fiz um jogo, perdi e depois fiz outro e ganhei.
Sent a patrol to their death. Good men, brave men, wasted. John testified on my behalf at a court-martial. I'm not a colonel. I don't deserve to be, you bloody fool. But I'm also not in prison. John remained my best friend until...
É verdade, o que estás vi que tu falas de site.
Understand now?
Archie, calm down, please.
You're right, Mary. What you see in me, I don't understand.
Oh, Archie, I see in you what John saw.
Miss Debenham, I'm sorry.
My turn, is it?
I'm afraid so. And you have caused me quite a puzzlement.
Manda
Your
mensagem.
connection with the Armstrong family was not obvious. Then I remembered the job you currently hold.
Isto é. Ai, como é que se chama isso em português? Não é jardineira, não é prima, não é professora, não é babá. Não é irmã, vou para o assistente?
This is wrong.
Não?
But I'm never far from the truth.
Será que é babá? Eu acho que não é babá.
I do not think that's the
Então, será que é professora?
That's the right answer.
Fiquei ali na dúvida. Baguete. Baguete é bom.
No, she was the teacher of Countess Andrény. You were the teacher of Helena Andrény, whose maiden name was Helena Goldenberg before she married Count Andrény.
Yes, absolutely. Why lie to you? She was an excellent student.
Por quê?
Captain Arbuthnot.
Por que não tens?
The fact that he probably killed enemies during the war does not make him a cold-blooded murderer. No, his vial found at the crime scene was a decoy. You had one of the strongest alibis, thanks to Mr. McQueen. But his testimony melted like a snowflake. There went your alibi.
Pá, é todo dia assim.
You have another one.
Há jogos e jogos, percebes?
Mademoiselle Debenham.
Eu só quero chegar ao fim deles porque. Epá, eu sei que começas com um jogo, chego ao fim dele, percebes? Mas apesar que eu tenho aí, para aí 3 ou 4 jogos que não cheguei ao fim deles porque o jogo não me cativou em nada.
A close relationship with someone guilty in the case, even her motive, do not necessarily make her guilty. Yes, I remember overhearing Mademoiselle Debenham talking with the captain at the station. She said, "Not now, not now, when it's all over." That's significant in light of what we now know, but not enough to incriminate her.
Dê-me só um segundo. Ah, estás aí. Vocês assustam, pá. Desculpem lá, ainda estava a ver os pássaros e fiquei logo ali com medo de terem fugido, porque estes pássaros são chacanas. Eles fogem. Eles fugindo. Não, o nem sequer liga.
Mademoiselle Olsen was the only one who could confirm your alibi. I think you know where you stand.
Very good, Mr. Poirot. Are you satisfied?
I will be soon. Now I must turn to Sonia Armstrong's godmother, Princess Dragomirov. Princess Dragomirov, you weren't on my list of suspects at the start.
Alô, é tranquilo, não faz nada.
I left my social position in a cold country.
Do you object to being addressed as princess?
I deny people the opportunity. It makes a good story to tell their friends. It also guarantees a good table in the best restaurants.
Princess, there is also, forgive me, your extreme physical fragility.
It does not stop me when I must be strong.
Indeed. Of more importance, though, is the fact that you're the only left-handed person on the train. And the single blow to ratchet from a left-handed person was very, forgive me, weak. Finally, I'm afraid I know the alibi that you shared with Fraulein Schmidt is false.
You have been very thorough, sir. I hope you will permit me to say we are much alike.
I am honored. Now it is time to end with Mrs. Hubbard, or should I say... Linda Arden. If Princess Dragomirov hadn't told me about her relationship with this famous actress, I might not have made the connection. But you are a great actress, madame. Your performance as a flighty, self-involved woman was superb. I never would have guessed something entirely different. As for what ties you to the Armstrong family, it is obvious.
Acho que ela é a mãe.
I must admit,
Não.
I'm not right this time. Et voilà. Mrs. Hubbard, you are the mother of Sonia Armstrong and Mrs. Andreni.
Claro que esfaqueou.
The fact that Mrs. Hubbard has direct access to Ratchet's room is no accident, but it does not incriminate her directly. The fact that Madame Hubbard is actually Linda Arden, Sonia's mother, and a gifted actress of stage and screen, a woman who could teach her fellow conspirators how to play their roles, makes her one of the best placed to organize the murder, no, the execution of Ratchet. But I need material proof. Madame Hubbard, you really are a remarkable actress. You put so much effort into your character and into staging the murder. I saw it as a perfect mosaic, each person playing his or her allotted part. So carefully arranged that if suspicion should fall on any one person, the evidence of one or more of the others would clear the accused person and confuse the issue. Everything was meticulously planned. But you hadn't expected that Detective Locke and I would be on this train, and the avalanche would block it on the night of the murder. You had to improvise. But again, improvisation would be another of your skills as an actress. So, you came up with the story that the latch on the door that communicated with Ratchet's compartment was hidden by the handbag.
I always fancied myself in comedy parts. That slip about the sponge bag was silly. Shows you should always rehearse properly. You know all about it, Mr. Poirot. You're a very wonderful man, but even you can't
Quem
quite
é que matou?
imagine what it was like.
Todos.
That awful day. I was just crazy with grief. So were the servants. We decided then and there that the sentence of death that Ratchet had escaped had got to be carried out. There were 12 of us, or rather 11. Suzanne's father was over in France, of course. First we thought we'd draw lots as to who should do it, but in the end we decided on this way. It was the driver, Antonio, who suggested it. Mary worked out all the details later with Hector McQueen. It took a long time to perfect our plan. We first had to track Ratchet down. Hardman managed that in the end. Then we had to try and get Edward and Hector into his employment. Well, we managed that. Then we had a consultation with Suzanne's father. Captain Arbuthnot was very keen on having 12 of us. He seemed to think it made it more orderly. He didn't like the stabbing idea much. But he agreed that it did solve most of our difficulties. Well, Suzanne's father was willing. Suzanne had been his only child. We knew from Hector that Ratchet would be coming back from the east, sooner or later, by the Orient Express. With Pierre Michel actually working on that train, the chance was too good to be missed. My daughter's husband had to know, of course, and he insisted on coming on the train with her. Hector wrangled it so that Ratchet selected the right day for traveling when Michel would be on duty. And then, at the last minute, you came. For the rest of the story, you worked out everything, Mr. Poirot. You were right about all of us. What are you going to do about it? If it must all come out, can't you lay the blame upon me, and me only? I would have stabbed that man 12 times willingly. It wasn't only that he was responsible for my daughter's death and her child's, and that of another child who might have been alive and happy now. It was more than that. There had been other children kidnapped before Daisy, and there might be others in the future. Society had condemned him. We were only carrying out the sentence, but it's unnecessary to bring all these others into it. All these good, faithful souls.
You are a director of the company, Monsieur Bouc. What do you say?
In my opinion, Poirot, the first theory you put forward was the correct one. Decidedly so. I suggest that is the solution we offer to the police. You agree, Doctor?
Certainly, I agree. As regards the medical evidence, I think that I made one or two fantastic suggestions.
Then, having placed my solution before you, I have the honor to retire from the case.
Perfeito. Olha, afinal acabou, mas... Faltava mais capítulos.
I'm sorry to wake you up in the middle of the night, Poirot, but it couldn't wait. There was a detail that bothered me in my preliminary autopsy of Ratchet's body. I went back to examine the body and I discovered a wound covered by another. The blow I hadn't seen was delivered by a thinner, sharper blade. So there were not 12, but 13 stab wounds.
12 stabs for 12 jurors. It doesn't work with 13 wounds. The symmetry is destroyed.
It can't be one of the culprits who stabbed him twice?
Doctor, a different knife was used. There is only one explanation. Somehow, some way, there is a 13th murderer on this train.
We must tell Bouc. The case is not solved.
Afinal. Por acaso não me lembro.
Please, come in. Ah, Bouc. I see we are moving at last.
Yes. The way was finally cleared while we slept. If all goes well, we will arrive in Venice this evening. The train will be there for several hours for refueling and reprovisioning. What do we do with the 13th murderer?
Vê se descansas, filho.
I
Até amanhã.
thought about it.
E obrigado.
One clue that was left aside in my investigation. The diary I found in Ratchet's safe mentioned an appointment in Venice. Someone with the initials AW. He will never keep the appointment. But there should be enough time. I must try to keep that appointment for him.
Aí já não me lembro.
No, not good.
Já não me lembro. 18 de dezembro, às 10 da noite. Ok. O resto sabia, agora.
That was easy. I think we should let Ratchet rest in peace. I don't have time for small talk.
Então vou para aqui.
Doctor, a moment. Have you made arrangements for Ratchet's body?
Yes, it will be collected by the Italian authorities when we reach Venice. The autopsy will be performed there. However, there is something odd.
Oh?
Since the train is French, jurisdiction must be shared. When I told them you were already on the scene, they have both agreed to support your investigation until we reach Paris. Ratchet's compartment will be sealed until we arrive there. All of those who conspired to kill Ratchet are to be confined to the train until then as well.
So, thanks to you, I am the rope in a tug of war between two countries. Oh.
But I thought you would want to be in charge. And isn't it odd we continue on our journey with a trainload of people that police consider potential murderers?
Calm yourself, Doctor. It is not the first time I find myself in the middle. And to be honest, I welcome the chance to see this case through. It is fast becoming one of the most challenging of my career. Would you be able to accompany me to Venice to follow a lead?
I'm honored you asked me, my friend. I would have loved to help you. But I have to manage the situation here. I must make sure no one gets off the train in Venice and that Ratchet's body is transferred.
Oh, my dear book, how does our journey progress?
We are well on our way to Venice. All of our passengers are locked in their rooms by order of the authorities. I watch them when they want to stretch their legs, like the captain there behind you.
I see that you have the situation well in hand. I'm not going to ask a murderer to help me catch himself. Mademoiselle Locke, you are clearly an excellent police officer. Could you accompany me to Venice for an investigation into Ratchet's activities? There is much we still need to know.
Well, yes. It would be an honor to work with you. And I'm glad you trust me. What do you have in mind?
There was a notation in Ratchet's appointment book. He had an appointment. There were only the initials A.W. They were to meet at 10 o'clock at the Fontana dei Conigli. I want to know who Ratchet was meeting and why.
But you've already discovered the 12 conspirators. Why is this meeting important?
Unfortunately, the case is not complete. Dr. Constantine has discovered the presence of a 13th stab wound.
One of them could have stabbed him twice.
The wound was made with another, finer blade. Why would one of them have used two knives? Did they want to confess they killed him more than the others? And if so, why bother to deny it when they have already confessed? No, it makes no sense. And I will not close a case until all questions have been answered. You, of all people, must understand this.
You're right. I do understand. I'll help you.
Thank you. Together, we will uncover the truth. We will arrive in a few hours. Take the opportunity to rest.
I slept well last night. No more effects of the drug.
Excellent. Then be prepared when we reach Venice. We have another mystery to solve.
Encontro seu Hastings.
This is the third embarking dock, and no gondoliers available at all. With Carnival, you can't find a gondolier to cross that damn canal. They're all booked. The worst thing is that the fountain is just across this canal. We're almost there.
Betinho.
I see a gondolier just over there.
Pai, queria. Um gatinho aqui. Porra. Estou aqui a tentar perceber uma coisa. Ok. Atreve. Isto é o atreve. Isto aqui são festas.
Every carnival, my friends and I mask, and every carnival we lose one another.
Eu acho que aqui não tem mesmo nada. Eu queria. Um gatinho. Um gatinho está ali. Olha, não encontro aqui bigodes. Não. Ok, não consegue passar por meio das pessoas.
It's impossible to find a gondolier during carnival.
Tá aqui um. Ok. Ganhei um achievement. Não está à espera. Ah, você pode voltar ali.
It's calm and relaxing, although not as clean as it could be.
Ok.
Hi there. We'd like to cross the canal, please.
There is a bridge about a kilometer down the canal.
Please, According to the map, the Fontana dei Conigli is just across the canal here.
No, I, Gabriele, cannot help you. I'm sorry.
We'll miss the 10 o'clock rendezvous if we try to get through this crowd, and have to walk a kilometer in both directions. Why is he refusing to take us across? He looks upset. I should try to find out why.
If it's a matter of price, I'm sure we can work it out.
Money? Money won't help me now.
His problem isn't money. What is it then? Bella Chiara, the beautiful Chiara. A beautiful name for a beautiful gondola. Ah, what a sham. A beautiful bouquet crushed by revelers. Nice. I don't need Mr. Poirot to tell me I'm wrong.
Ah, Sheila.
Great. Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all.
Ah, cria o mapa.
You have my full confidence, mademoiselle. I'll leave it to you.
Vem fazer? Vamos lá. Coração. Pá, meia-noite e 19, pá, malta, eu vou ter que ficar por aqui. Porque a minha namorada sai e pronto, eu quero estar um bocado com ela. E ela também, como não sentes muito à vontade com estar nas lives, etc. Prefiro que ela saia, descanse, não se preocupe com as lives, assim ela está mais à vontade. Pá, também, vamos ser honestos, 2 lives num dia, tipo, estou maluco. Mas eu vou dizer porque aconteceu essas 2 lives no mesmo dia. Porque eu pensava que ia ter um jantar hoje, e o jantar realmente no dia 4 do próximo mês. Por isso eu fiz asneira, eu pensei numa coisa, era outra, por isso vou ter de. Pronto. Então fiz esta livezita pequenininha, não, pá, 2 horitas, mais pequena que a de tarde, mas menos fiz uma livezita. Pronto, maltinha, eu quero. Não vou fazer live este fim de semana. Amanhã, de sexta a domingo, estou no North Music Festival, mas segunda-feira eu volto. Volto para estar com vocês, está bem, maltinha? Pá, só me resta dizer a vocês uma excelente noite, bom descanso, bom fim de semana. Espero contar com vocês na segunda-feira. Tudo bom e até à próxima, malta. Muita força e bom fim de semana. Força.